All right, it is the 21st of September, and here's this week's Sprint Review. We're ending on Fridays now, but it's Saturday because stuff happened. So starting off from the top here, we have, I went to the St. Lawrence visit?
Mm-hmm.
Or no, I didn't go to the St. Lawrence visit, but I couldn't be there. But as college counseling intern, that still happened, so that's done. Same vein, UMaine. That happened, that went well. I wasn't there because I had to go to therapy at the time, but just even so. I did go to the Kenyon College visit. That was really interesting. Not my school, but it was a good visit nonetheless. I have put together a list for a vacuum chamber that I'm going to be using to stabilize wood, and I got that story done. I learned to read through income statements and working with Mr. Holtzoffel on understanding those, and I watched a few YouTube tutorials. I read through 4 different chapters of our The Obstacle is the Way book. Probably gonna reread some of those because I was tired. So that's those 4. When I wasn't sick this last week, I texted Mr. Holtzoppel photos of the sprint to keep him updated while he was in Florida. I got my W-9 formed in the business office, so at the end of the semester I can get paid. And I figured out the size for the dust filters in the wood shops. We can finally actually get those replaced, which they desperately need to be.
You want to talk about what's still on the burn down chart, and then maybe a little bit about what happened on Monday when Anne visited?
Yes, so what's still up here on the burn down chart is the diagnostics for the miter saw, which is not actually a miter saw, but I'm just calling it that anyway, and the scroll saw in the wood shop. The miter saw, it's at the point where it's just too dirty to me know what's wrong with it. And last time I tried to get in there, nobody was there to let me in, so that really bit me in the butt. The scroll saw, similar story with not being able to get in, but mainly I'm at the point where I don't know what's wrong, and I can't tell what's wrong without having a blade for it, and we don't have any blades for it, so I need to pick those up at the hardware store. And what's also still up here is just me spending time splitting up a bunch of our user story epics, which is one user story that can really be split into a whole bunch. And so that's what didn't get done this week that was in the sprint. So those now have red dots and are of a slightly higher priority.
Cool. And what about the Anne visit?
Yes, on Monday, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Monday we had Anne come. She does a lot of work with Agile and Scrum at the Dublin School. You'll remember Ryan McNeil from my time in Wilderness. He graduated from the Dublin School, to give kind of a perspective. And she came and we talked about robotics, because she also runs an FRC team, but also about how I can improve my user stories, making them fit the invest criteria a lot more, as well as just being able to split them down and how far I need to split them down, and because it varies for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
We also just talked a lot about robotics, as I mentioned, and it was really fun.
Cool. All right, good week.
Yeah, decent week, despite, the plague.
Week 3 done, and you survived the plague.
I survived the plague.